The elders are asked to provide guidance and direction, and we do what we are asked to do. That's exactly the model that you are using when you are saying, oh, I'm not a leader, I'm a follower. Give me the task, let me know what I'm supposed to do, I'll do it, and then together we might be church. But I need you as the elder to tell me what to do. In this context, I'm glad we are Lutheran. Let me explain. Lutherans do not leave their brain at the church door. They are invited to discern, to struggle, whether it exists or not, whether it's hearsay or not, whether it's made up by some powerful people to keep the power in their ranks, that we become nothing but the followers without a say. Lutherans are invited to come together and discern and figuring out, not just following the top, but vice versa. Lutherans are the ones discerning direction and guidance. Together, that is. All of us are asked to have an opinion and to share it, not to hide it. Number one, we are Lutherans, not following some elders and their say, and that's how we reform the church. The number two group is priests or clergy, you can say. They are the ones who studied, men predominantly, maybe some women too, but they are the ones who really have the authority and are connected with the divine. They know what's written, but they also know how to live that out. So the clergy become the spiritual leaders telling you what to believe. Not what to do, but what to believe. And I'm glad I'm Lutheran. Because again, we are not the ones who leave their brain at the door. We are called into the community of faith to join in discernment. And Luther called all of us the priesthood of all believers. So if you feel you are following Jesus, believing somehow, not really sure whether that's all or the entirety of what you ought to believe, don't worry. Together with others, you are invited to figure it out in this place, in this time, in your life. And finally, the scribes. They are asked for guidance and advice taken from Scripture and tradition. Some congregations have them in their midst. They are very strong in saying, that's how we've always done it. That's the position of a scribe. Tradition says so, don't question. Just do. They are highly educated, those scribes, but somehow in a field that's related to faith life, but not so much related to everyday life. Because what you read needs somehow to be, again, discerned and then translated and then re-implemented into your life. We aren't in the past any longer. There's no word on railways in Scripture. It didn't exist those days. So, I'm glad I'm Lutheran. The Lutheran Church is some church that knows Scripture is a holy book. And we go by that. Scripture is our holy book. We don't need any other holy books. We don't. But we need to translate it. We need to figure out with one another what it actually means right here and now, because we do not leave our brain at the door. We are called into it together in the presence of God. We are called into discernment in being priests to each other and study Scripture by listening to each other.